Students, let us continue the lesson on hypothesis testing about a single mean and calculation. In this video, computation and testing mechanism of the significance of single mean in the small sample test will be discussed. Need for t-test. So far we have discussed various tests of significance and different statistics of large samples based on the application of normal distribution. However, if the sample size is small, that is n is less than 30, the distribution of a few statistics is far from normality and thus normal test cannot be applied. But in this case, there exists a probability distribution called t distribution, which may be used instead of a standard normal distribution to study the problem based on small samples. Now, for this study, a definition called degrees of freedom is very important. In statistics, the number of degrees of freedom is the number of values in the final calculation of a statistics that are free to vary. Degrees of freedom is commonly abbreviated as DF. The concept of degrees of freedom is central to the principle of estimating the parameters of hypothesis testing. We lose the degree of freedom on two occasions. Number one, as we add restrictions or constraints to observations, the degree of freedom is reduced. 2. Estimating the parameters from sample data leads to degrees of freedom. Test procedure. Step 1. Set up null and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis H0 colon mu equal to mu naught, where mu naught is known. Or you can frame the null hypothesis as H0, the proposed mean value mu is equal to mu naught can be taken as the population parameter value. Test procedure. Alternative hypothesis. How to frame alternative hypothesis? Here we are having three alternative hypotheses and you have to select any one of them. The first alternative hypothesis is called two-sided alternative. The second one is called right-sided alternative and the third one is called left-sided alternative. Step 2. Write the given sample data set in the problem. Step 3. Set up the level of significance 5% or 1%. Specify the test statistic under H0 colon t equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by s by root n. This follows t distribution with n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Here s is capital S equal to root of 1 by n sigma I is equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. Step 4. Calculate the test statistic. Step 5. Find the critical values. Step 6. Inference t alpha or t alpha by 2 from statistical tables. If modulus of t greater than t alpha, reject H0 for one-sided test. If modulus of t greater than t alpha by 2, reject H0 for two-sided test. Example, the heights of 12 males from a particular class are found to be 175, 168, 175, 170, 172, 170, 168, 170, 175, 165, 168 and 172. Based on this sample, can we take the mean height of the class as 173 centimeter? This is the problem. Here the sample size n is 12, that is small sample, therefore we must go for small sample problem. Moreover, the measure used is mean, therefore we must go for small sample single mean test to solve this problem. Let us summarize what we have learned in this lesson. You are introduced to research hypothesis, point prevalence hypothesis, single sample mean test for both large and small sample sizes. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you.